Once properly installed, your Samsung Electric Slide-In range will provide you with years of effective and safe operation. Before you begin, it's important to go over some safety guidelines. This video and any installation instructions are intended as a supplemental demonstration of some of the steps in the installation manual for this appliance. Installation and service should be performed by a qualified installer or service agent. Be sure to read all instructions contained in the installation manual before installing the range, and observe all governing codes and ordinances. Any documentation should stay with the consumer as a reference and be used by your local electrical inspector. As with any electrical appliance, use caution when making connections. Switch power off at the service panel before installation, and be sure to properly ground the appliance as specified in the installation manual. An anti-tip device is included with this appliance. This must be installed properly to prevent accidents. We will demonstrate anti-tip installation later in this guide. Please reference the installation manual for more safety guidance. Let's cover what you'll need to get started. First, make sure that the space is appropriate for your range. Refer to the manual for minimum measurements. It's important to have space clear in front of the range, as well as on top of the cooktop to the cabinets above. All required dimensions are noted in the manual. The manual also details further requirements, such as material heat tolerances and electrical specifications. First, fully unpack your range and materials. Your range will come with certain parts that may be necessary for installation. However, there are some parts that you'll need that are not included. These materials may be left over from a previous installation, so check if they are compatible with your new range. A range cord rated at 40 amps is recommended. If using a 50 amp range cord, it should be marked for use with a 1 3/8 inch connection opening. Be sure to size strain relief to your installation as well. You'll also need some tools. Here's a list of essentials to get you started. More optional tools may be listed in the installation manual. If the opening in the countertop is 25 inches deep, you should install the rear filler kit, which fills the gap between the range and the wall. First, unscrew the screws affixing the vent cover. Assemble the filler strip to the back of the range using those same screws. Now that the range is ready to be placed, let's connect the electrical supply to the range. Consult the manual and any governing codes and regulations for connection requirements. Before making any connections, disconnect the range circuit at the service panel. First, remove the rear access panel by removing the screw, then pulling to the right and out. There are multiple possibilities for this connection, depending on whether you are installing a power cord or conduit, and whether your connection is 3 or 4 wire. For all connections, be sure to use strain relief. If you are using a power cable, insert the terminal end through the larger 1 3/8 inch hole in the connection plate and tighten the strain relief. For conduit connections, flip the connection plate and use the smaller 1 1/8 inch hole and install strain relief. For 3-wire connections, do not remove the ground strap to ensure the connection is properly grounded. In 4-wire connections, you must remove and discard the copper ground strap from the center terminal. For corded connections, you will need to remove the lower terminal screws from the terminal block. For these corded connections, the screws will fasten through the ring connectors to the terminals. For conduit connections, the bare wires will be inserted in the terminal block openings and secured with the screws. To make the connections, match the color-coded wires to their positions with the neutral line in the center of the block. This line is usually color-coded white, but you should verify your wiring before making the connection. In 4 wire connections, you must connect the green ground wire to the range frame. For power cables, insert the screw into the green ground wire terminal ring, through the ground plate and into the frame of the range. And for conduit, insert the bare ground wire tip between the range frame and the ground plate, securing it with the screw. Conduit connections require all screws to be tightened to 35 to 50 inch-pounds of torque. Do not over-tighten, as this may damage threads on the terminal block. And finally, reinstall the access cover. Now, we'll connect the anti-tip bracket. Spread the template in the range cabinet. The bracket may be placed in the rear right or left corner. You can flip the template to place it on the other side. If the countertop overhangs the cabinet side, place the template away from the edge of the cabinet by the same amount. Mark the holes as indicated on the template and pre-drill holes for the included hardware. 2 options are available. First, you can use the short screws through the bottom of the bracket into either wood or concrete. The second option is to install the long screws through the rear of the bracket into wood only. When the bracket is secured, the rear foot will slide into the slot. To check, remove the storage drawer and look underneath to see that it engages. Carefully try to tip the range forward. The bracket should stop the range within 4 inches of tipping. If it does not, reinstall the bracket. If the range is ever pulled from the wall, you must repeat this tipping test to verify that the range is properly secured. With the bracket installed, we can make leveling adjustments to the range in its cabinet. Use a level to check the cooking surface of the range left to right and diagonally. Using a wrench, turn the front leveling legs in or out as necessary. To make sure the range looks its best, be sure to adjust the legs so the cooktop lines up with the adjacent countertops. Now, if necessary, move the range close enough to the opening and plug in the power cord. Slide the range into position, ensuring the rear leg slides into the anti-tip bracket. Carefully tip the range forward to ensure that the bracket engages and prevents a tip over. Now turn the electrical power on to the range circuit from your service panel. To help prevent possible odors from manufacturing residue, you may choose to run a self-clean cycle. If your oven does not have a self-clean option, you can set it to run a bake cycle at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour. Either way, make sure there is nothing in the oven and that your kitchen is properly ventilated with an open window or hood fan. With everything checked, you can start cooking with your electric range.